As if we needed reminding, even after 10 years, how terrible Katrina really was, and what a colossal fiasco.
We are gonna die out here if they do not see somebody out here right now.
The horror show at the Superdome. Close to 25,000 people were trapped there for days in the heat and stink.
We need to feed our babies. We need to give our babies some water.
Somebody rescue us.
Thousands more baked on overpasses along the interstate.
This man jumped to his death because he just couldn't take it no more.
More than 1,800 people died across the Gulf Coast. How could this be happening in the United States of America? Who seemed more out of touch, President Bush or FEMA Director Mike Brown?
And Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin let loose on a radio broadcast.
Now get off your asses and let's do something, and let's fix the biggest damn crisis in the history of this country.
80% of New Orleans was flooded. Billions and billions of gallons of water swept over the city. Not so much because of the storm itself, but because the levees gave way. The flood walls broke.
New Orleans is a patchwork of recovery. In places like the lower Ninth Ward, New Orleans East, and Gentilly, homes still sit crumbling. These volunteers belong to Project Homecoming, a New Orleans-based organization that depends on donations to help Katrina victims rebuild. This damaged house, vacant since the hurricane, belongs to an elderly grandmother also scammed by a contractor. Project Homecoming has rebuilt 150 homes in the last 5 years. Jean Marie Peacock is the group's executive director.
It does get harder.
Because?
The feeling is everything is fine in New Orleans and there can't be that much of a need any longer.
Peacock says Project Homecoming gets 3 or 4 new calls every week. 3/4 of them are from people scammed by contractors.
Then we're going to sand it down.
Project Homecoming's volunteers will begin $75,000 worth of reconstruction on the Ferrier's home in March.
Katrina for here will be the equivalent of the term the war for my parents, our parents' generation.
Why isn't it a national will? It has to be the national will to do it. And it's not.
I mean, look around.
Will you come back?
Yes. Yes. Until it's done, I'll come back.
The same regulations that are making it very difficult, if not impossible, to rebuild some of our public infrastructure were waived after 9/11 and were waived after many other natural disasters. How do you explain that?
Why not stick around and fight? You want to take my house? You want to bulldoze my house? All right, come at it. But I'll tell you what, I am going to fight to the death, and you may take it, but I'm going to go down swinging. And what our politicians don't realize in Washington is New Orleans is not a domestic issue, it is a foreign policy issue.
We may win the war on terrorism, but if we destroy the planet while we're doing that, it's a war lost no matter what.
Yes, we want to be an example for New Orleans, but also, our goal is to be the largest green, affordable housing community in the world.
Thank you all for coming out. It's so nice to see this movement down here.
I actually want to be there to see it change, be like, wow, like, I did that. I helped New Orleans bring it back to its greatness.
What Katrina, in essence, has done in the country is mobilized youth in a way that hasn't been seen in this country since the 60s.
Pam, do you think this is a revolution?
I do.
I think this is the Boston Tea Party.
Why rebuild New Orleans? Because New Orleans is the greatest city in America. If you've never been, you need to come. If you have been, come back.
Why rebuild? It's been 6 years since the storm has passed, and there's still a lot that needs to be done, and the groups are starting to thin out. I mean, there's still quite a few coming, but every little bit helps.
In New Orleans, when you come down, especially as a student, you can be fully part of this cultural world without spending a dime, because culture is in your face, it's in the street, and you don't have a choice but to be part of that culture.
Because we are changed in the process of rebuilding. Our city is restored, and we are restored in that process.
Well, I think about what it would look like if we didn't rebuild, a bunch of Christians sitting in a city that was falling apart, and that just seems ridiculous to not be rebuilding, but also that Christians are given a life, and that life is supposed to multiply.
I think if you've done any kind of aid work, if you've done any kind of compassion ministries, either secular or Christian, you know that everything is about time. And if you go into something thinking that it's going to be instant, you're always going to be disappointed, and you're always going to feel defeated. So it's not just a 6 years, it's not just a 10 years, but it's a frame of mind, and it's every day.
This house, she's holding secrets. Got my change behind the bed in a coffee can. I throw my nickels in just in case I have to leave. I will go if you ask me to. I will stay if you dare. If I go, I'm going shameless. Let my hunger take me there. This house, she's quite the talker. She creaks and moans, she keeps me up. And the photographs know I'm alive. They just laugh as I burn her down. I will go if you ask me to. I will stay if you dare. If I go, I'm going on fire. Let my anger take me there. And the shame goes, man, the shame.
Well, this memorial just wrapped up with a wreath being thrown into the water here off of Shell Beach. It's something that happens in St. Bernard every year on the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina to honor the lives of 163 people who died here that day.
Quite the keeper of you. I will go if you ask me to. I will stay if you dare. And if I go, I'm going crazy. Let my darling take me there. If I go, I'm going crazy. my darling, take me